Hi everyone, it's Cindy, that crafting lady. Welcome to my channel. Today I am bringing you 3 farmhouse stands. Very easy DIYs. So let's get crafting. Okay, project number 1, we're going to be using 2 Dollar Tree wooden planks, 4 beads that I got from BB Craft, and 4 little candle holders that I've had forever. And then I'm going to be using Waverly chalk paint by Plaid in ocean and in white. And I am now happy to say I'm a Plaid ambassador. So I'm going to mix those two together to get this lighter blue, because you can see that the ocean's a little dark and I wanted it lighter. So I'm going to basically paint everything you see here with this lighter ocean color that I made up. Now that I've got everything painted, I already did distress some of the pieces, and I'm going to show you how I did that. I basically just took some white. Oh, sorry. I forgot to tell you, instead of painting the feet blue, I used the Waverly Antique Wax and painted them with that. Now I'm just taking some of the white and I'm going to lightly dry brush. I'm going to take off almost all the paint and just lightly dry brush over this light blue color, and it really gives it that denim-y farmhouse look. Sorry about my puppy in the background. But yep, just go over it until you like it, and if you put too much on, you can always put a little bit more of that ocean blue over the top. And that's all I did. And now I'm going to take my feet and I am going to glue those to the bottom of one of the wood pieces. And I'm using both E6000 and my hot glue so I get the long-term and short-term hold. So I'm just going to put a little E6000 around each one of the beads, then a little hot glue, and then position it in the corner. And that's all there is to it, and I will do that 4 times. So get it all up there. My glue gun keeps wanting to, oh, I had to load a glue stick. Sorry about that. And then I will position it where I want it. There you go. Oh, sorry, it's off camera, but really all I'm doing is setting it onto the corner. You'll see it as I bring it over a little bit more. I'll do it again, little E6000 and then some glue from the Surebonder hot glue, because you have to stick with the best. And again, I'm sorry that it's off camera, but that's all I'm doing. And now that I got them all in, you can see I'm adding some hot glue into the middle of those beads, because there's really not a lot of surface area to stick that onto the plaque. So the next thing I'm going to do is basically the same thing. I'm going to use E6000 and then I'm going to use some hot glue and put those onto the underside of the top plank, if that makes any sense. It will in a minute, I'm sure. So I'm going to do that 3 more times to put all 4 candle holders down. And I'm just taking my spatula there just to clean up any excess glue. So we'll put all 4 of those into the corners there. There we go. And now that that other hot glue is set, I added some E6000 to each of the 4 candlesticks. And then I'm adding hot glue also, again for that long-term, short-term hold. One of my favorite tricks that I've learned here on YouTube. And now I will take the top part and I'm going to position it right on the center of the bottom board. There we go. And basically this project is done. I'm just giving it a little press down so that the glue will set. And I'll give you a look, see what it looks like, and then we will get a better close-up of it in just a second here, and I will be able to show you the final project. There it is. I think it came out pretty neat. It's got that blue jean farmhouse look, and I love it with using the Waverly Antique Wax feet. It just gives it that little extra something something. I hope you like this project. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and let's get on to the next project. Okay, for this project, I'm going to be using a couple Dollar Tree signs. These happen to be St. Patty's Day ones, but they're just the ones that look like little boxes. And 4 pieces of paint sticks that I have left over from another project that I was using. And I'm also going to be using Waverly chalk paint by Plaid in ink and my little sanding box and things like that. So these have a little bit of a raised glitter on them, and I'm just going to use my Dollar Tree sanding block to get that glitter off, just to make it so that it's smooth. You're really not going to see this, so you don't have to do that step, but it's not bad. And I need to take off the hangers, and really they came off really easy. I was surprised. I just pried it off with a little screwdriver. And then what I did was, I didn't have any putty handy and I wanted to fill the holes, so I just filled them with some hot glue and then set that aside to dry. And you can see on this one I already did it. And then after it was dried, I sliced it off with my razor knife and then sanded it down, and it's all nice and smooth. So now we're just going to use that Waverly chalk paint, and we are going to paint everything. Oh, actually, you know what? I forgot. I have to sand off where I cut those pieces, because these, as I said, were just little leftover pieces from another project. So all I'm doing is sanding them on my sanding block just to get rid of any of the rough edges. Okay, now we need to paint all of it in the black chalk paint. And that's all we're going to do here. We're going to give all the surfaces one really good coat. And you just paint it on like you would any other chalk paint. So we're going to give all the surfaces one really good coat. Inside, outside, everywhere. And the feet and the paint sticks too. So now that everything is dry, I have this piece of shelf liner that it was left over from another project that I did in my kitchen, and I'm just going to cut it to fit in here because this is going to go into my kitchen. So I want to be able to clean it out, you know, if anything spills in it, like if I put, you know, little coffee packets or creamer packets or something in it. I'm not sure what I'm going to put in it yet. So I figure this way at least I'll have something inside there, so if something does spill, I can wipe it up easily, or I can even take that little piece out, clean it, and then put it back. So I'm just cutting it to size so that it'll fit into each of the trays. And this stuff is awesome. I love it. I even put it in my refrigerator, so that way it makes my refrigerator a lot easier to clean. And there we go. So I've got 2 pieces, and those will just fit in nicely. One on there. And after it stays down a little while, the curl that's kind of in it will come out. So it's not a problem, but it will make my life easier when I go to clean it. All right, so now let's assemble all the pieces together. So the first thing I've got to do is glue the uprights, because we're making a 2-tray tier here. Or 2-tier tray. Backwards. Okay, we get it eventually, right? So again, with that short-term, long-term hold, my E6000 and my Surebonder, you know me, that's what I like to do. So get them on there and then put it right into the corner of the bottom tray. And I'm going to line it up with the bottom of the bottom tray and the side of the bottom tray. And I'm going to put 2 of them on this side and then 2 on the other. Now, if I had thought about this, I would have glued on the bottoms and then tipped up the other tray and glued the top and let those set and then do the other side. But as you can see, I didn't. But it did work out in the end. It just took a little bit longer for it to all hold together and set up. But that's all. But it's okay. As I said, it did work out in the end. So here we go. I put some E6000, my Surebonder. Let's get those back on. There we go. So we put it on both of them and then line them up again. I'm lining them up with the side of the box and I am lining it up with the bottom of the box. A little bit more hot glue, so I didn't put it on that one yet. There we go. My glue gun was being very fussy. It didn't want to sit. So there we go. All set. All right, and now I'm going to put in the top tray. As I said, if I would have thought about it, I should have did one side with the bottom and then the top, and then the other side with the bottom and then the top. But live and learn, and you can learn from my mistakes. So I'm putting some E6000 on there, and then I'll add my hot glue to it and put the tray in. It made it a little difficult to work with, but as I said, I got it. It just took me a little extra time. That's all. It was my problem child project, I think, in this video. So there we go. See, it would have been better if I'd laid it down in the beginning. Do it that way, and then do the other two. So there. And just hold it until it's kind of set, and then I'm going to kind of angle it out just a little bit. It wasn't quite set, just so I could put the other glue on and get that going. And there we are. We are basically done with this part of the project. And the next thing I'm going to need to do is to attach the feet to the bottom of this tray. So doing the same thing on this, I just wipe it off because I got stuff all over it, and put the E6000 on. And the way I did this one, I didn't put hot glue on the feet. I just put E6000 on the feet themselves, and then just like I did on the other tray, I filled the centers of the little balls with some hot glue, so that gives it a lot more staying power. So once it was dried, it was nice and secure. And you'll see that here in just a second. Sometimes putting these projects together, you know, hindsight's always 20/20. So you learn new things. And as I said, if I do it again, I will do it a little differently. But I like the way it came out. I do really like the way it came out. So put my cap back on, and then, as I said, fill in those little cups, not all the way, just a little bit in each one of them, just to give that more staying power, more holding power, so that my little feet won't fall off if I go to pick it up and move it into some other part of my kitchen. Now I got to get rid of all the glue strings, of course, because they follow me everywhere. I'm sure they follow you everywhere too. Now let's take a peek at what this looks like finished. There, as I said, those pieces of shelf liner will over time relax and they'll be nice and flat in there, but I really like the way this came out. I'm going to add it to my kitchen because my kitchen is basically black, white, and with little pops of red here and there. So I think this will be a nice addition to hold little things here and there in my kitchen. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Okay, for this project, I'm not using Dollar Tree items. I'm using actually Goodwill items. I got the little glass for 50 cents, and this was a 3-pack. There was a smaller one that went with it, and I got those for $2. And they're glass, and they can't be used in the oven, so I'm really not sure what the original purpose of this was. So I'm going to glue all 3 pieces together here, and I'm just using, again, my double threat, E6000 and hot glue. I'm just going around the rim of the glass, and then I am going to add a little bit of my hot glue and then center it on the smaller of the 2 little glass plates. And my glue was being stubborn. There we go. Got it to come out. And get some on there, another spot of it, And there is a circle. It's really hard to see because I'm white on white right now, but there is a circle on the glass plate itself. So I was able to line it up really easily. I think you'll be able to see that a little bit better when I do the big one. All right. So we'll set that there, and now I'm going to put some E6000 onto each of the little balls of this glass. This is such a pretty little glass, and for 50 cents it was well worth it. I did get 2 of them, so I paid $1 for 2. And I have another one to use for another project. And I'm just going to add my hot glue again, and a little bit all the way around, here and there, just to give me that hold, so I don't have to wait to do the next step until that E6000 completely cures. I am going to set it aside for a while, though, to cure before I paint it. See, there's that circle, so it made it real easy to line up. And then just set it down and push it right into that glue. And now I'm going to set this aside to dry completely before I go on to the next step. But I really like it this way. I mean, it could be used just as is. I wouldn't even have to go any further, but I want to go further. So I am going to take my Waverly Chalk Paint by Plaid in the color Ivory and give it 2 good coats. And this is what it looks like when I am done. And I painted it all on the outside, so the inside is just that glass. So if I add some food or something like that to it, it's all nice and food safe. So I think it really came out good. I hope you liked it too, and I hope you might want to do something similar to this. If you do, please show it to me. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, I would really appreciate you doing so. It helps my channel grow. If you click the bell icon, that will notify you when I do upload more videos. And until next time, everyone, live fully, love deeply, learn something new every day. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.